Hello and welcome to my new Let's Play, which this game is a beast. I'm like excited and terrified all at the same time to even touch this game. Welcome to Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. Now here's the tea, okay? This game, for those of you, I know a lot of you have probably met me through my Breath of Fire series. Breath of Fire is a huge passion of mine. I really love this series. I grew up with it. I'm a huge fan. And so Breath of Fire 3, Breath of Fire 4, those are like my first and second most popular Let's Plays on the channel entirely. So most of you are probably coming from there, seeing me there, and then coming into this. And I have a disclaimer for you. Okay, this game is actually really good. I just want to start off by saying that. This game is low-key really good, very much ahead of its time. This is a very good game. However, you need to come into this thinking that it's not Breath of Fire. And that's how you need to think about it, okay? Because as a standalone thing, okay, that did keep that. As a standalone thing, this game is great. If you try to come at it like it's a Breath of Fire game, you're gonna be a little disappointed because this is actually a roguelike JRPG. And so I've never seen another game like it, to be honest. And I love and hate this game. And I think everybody that has played this game loves and hates this game. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of all that as we play. But I just wanted to give that disclaimer and let everybody know, try to come into this with a fresh mind as much as possible. Because Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter gets a lot of hate. And like I said, it did effectively kill the series. This is all true. But if you pretend that it's not a Breath of Fire game, and you just treat it like it's its own standalone thing, it's actually a really good fucking game. So I just wanted to go with that disclaimer. Let's go ahead and jump into it right away. Oh, I'm excited. Anytime we hit new game on a Breath of Fire game, I'm lit. Codename registration. Well, for all intents and purposes, we're going to go with the default name, which we know is our boy Ryu, as it always is. Now, as you can tell, his hair isn't super blue, like always. Yeah, this is a standalone game, okay? And that's how we're going to treat it. But he does have kind of blue hair, so we'll take it. This seems to be like an ID card of some sort. Yeah, it's fine. Ignore this. Don't even worry about that. Nothing happened. Yes, I might have practiced a little bit so I understood what we were doing here and kind of got back into the groove of things before we get into the grind of things. Because this is a very grindy game. This is a tiny tale of time. What today? Genetic hunting again? Nah, we're on lift guard duty. Concerning war between friends. Guarding the lift. Where's my shirt? Work even a low D can do. Right, Ryu? Destiny decided to challenge us. See you there, partner. Partner? Okay, so this guy must be like our bestie. And so we choose to end the world. In order to meet our mortality. This game makes you definitely feel like you're meeting your mortality. I'll give you that. And this game, let me turn this up a little bit. This game is a little bit on the quiet side. There was nothing to regret. Nothing. Yes. No regrets, right? Huh? Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter. Alright, y'all, so we're gonna just jump into it. We're here in the locker room where we were just getting changed, and there's gonna be a lot to... Oh, I see. There's going to be a lot to kind of go over right off the first part. You can kind of search over here. There's nothing. Don't waste your time. So like I said, this is a roguelike JRPG. So this is where we start. You're going to see this often. We've got the regular kind of things. We've got items here. Items store, like item management is a huge part of this game, and it's kind of hard. We've got the basic things. A heal kit restores 50 HP. This revives somebody. This is a save token, so that's another part of this game. You can only save so many times. If you run out of save tokens, you literally can't fucking save. So back in the day on the PS2, that was crazy, because of, we'll get more into that, but yeah, that's a thing. Traps, don't worry about it. Equipment, this is gonna look like a weird equipment screen to you at first, but for right now, just know that we have a sword, a shield, and an armor. Just kind of leave it at that for now. Same with skills and party. We'll get into all of that, but this is your basic menu, and we're just going to jump right into it. And we're going to talk to people on this first go around here, just so you guys can kind of get a feel for the world. The story building is good, but it's not the main point of this game. You're going to, hey Grunt, what have you done today? With your D ratio, you'll never move up the ranks anyway, so don't push yourself. So yeah, I guess I should go ahead and explain the D ratio real quick, unless somebody does it for me real quick. I'm a little tired. I just came back from a genetic hunting mission. If you have business with me, make it fast. Hey, any advice, man? Pay attention to the points on the Navi. When you're outside the living areas, they indicate the presence of enemies. Even weak genetics can be formidable foes if they attack in mass. That's actually true. What's a genetic? I think you know already, but I'll remind you. Genetics are made up of domesticated creatures, but some go feral. Our job as rangers is to protect the people from rogue genetics. So they're pretty much monsters, are the genetics. So they were talking about a D ratio, and our D ratio, as you can see over there, is 1 out of 8,192, which is the worst it could possibly be. And it's going to be really, really hard to get that D ratio up. We're not going to do it during this first initial playthrough, and you'll see more of what I mean as we kind of get through this Let's Play. But that D ratio and what that kind of means in this universe and in this world is that is your, like, total potential in life. The higher your D ratio, you're probably more slated for, like, high-paying jobs, things that are better like that, and you have more potential. You could get promotions easier. You can rise through the ranks easier. Where low D ratios, you're supposed to be grunts for your whole life, little peons, and life is supposed to suck, and you live in the ghetto. Ryu, you're going on a mission, right? Captain Zeno is waiting for you in her office. Oh, okay. As you can kind of tell, it seems like we're just like inside somewhere right now, but I don't know where. I caught a guy trying to attack the lift outside the living areas. Low Ds are nuts. And so we're a low D, and so that's kind of what they're referring to. How do they expect me to live with this government rationing? Those damn rangers, nothing more than government lapdogs. So we're actually a ranger too. So awkward, but we're going on a mission. Hello. Hey Ryu, you're doing well for a grunt, but a ride with the Golden Boy is gonna be rough. Who's the Golden Boy? Is that my friend? Kiss up to Bosch while you can, Ryu. He's on his way to the top, maybe even past the brass. Oh, okay. I really, really hate low sector. It's full of bad air and rough genetics. And rogue genetics, sorry. I need to get better scores so I can get a post on a higher level. Yeah, so there's levels and all that thing. If you're a low D, you live in the sector with the bad air. There's a reason for that. We'll get into that. Hey, you ready? Let's go. Waiting makes the captain grumpy. Got it, got it. And what does she have to say? Bosch, he's 1 out of 64. That's way better than us. And Ryu, 1 out of 8,192. Reporting, ma'am. You have to report your D ratio too. At ease. I've called you in to review the details of your mission. Guard duty, level E. You are to board the freight lift and guard its contents. An easy task for you two, no? Questions? So what's the mission? Board the high-speed lift sent from the Biocorp's labs and guard its contents. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that twice. I meant to go down. Where to? Ask at the lift port if you can take the transport lift down to the lower sector labs. Okay. What cargo? As I'm sure you are aware, Biocorp handles top secret materials, and you don't need to know what you're protecting to do your job. Okay. We've received reports of a recent surge in Trinity activity. They may target cargo from Biocorp, so be on your guard. Okay, got it. So we're going on a mission. Understood, Captain, but might I speak with you briefly before the mission? Of course. Ryu, please wait outside. Alright, I guess we will. Okay, I wonder what they talked about. Sorry about that. Let's get this over with, partner. Okay, so one thing that I kind of want to get off right off the bat is the story. The first time around, you're going to be a little confused. You're going to be like, there's lots of holes going on in the story, 100%. So the way that this game does it, and this is what makes it roguelike and very unique, is what we're about to do and what we're going to go through, and like this whole story that we're going to go through is the roguelike like itself. Like, think like a Hades, think like a Binding of Isaac. So eventually we're going to restart this, and we're going to be skipping most of those scenes that we've already seen because we just saw them, right? However, each time that you play through, and depending on what your D ratio is and things like that, you might get extra little bonus scenes that give you a lot more context about what's going on. For example, one of those bonus scenes is that conversation that Bosch had in there. We don't know what that is right now, and we're not going to find out till later, but I just wanted to point that out. It's a huge, huge part of this game. This is a telecorder. It's a device that lets you save using a coin called a save token. Make sure to use it before you venture out of the living areas. Okay. Hey, man. Before you go on a mission, stock up in weapons in town. Could save your life. If you need anything, head to the lower sector over there. So over here's lower sector. Let's go ahead and check it out. Why not? You know, let's see what's over here. This is like lower sector borough. So this is essentially your first town. This is the lower sector. It looks it took decades to build these living quarters. The ceiling's painted blue to look like the thing called the sky. Not really sure what that is, though. What do you mean you don't know what the sky is? And you're painting the ceiling like the sky? What do you mean? Yeah, if you haven't noticed, this whole game, we're gonna be underground, and we'll get into that more. But this looks really pretty. If this is underground, that's really cool, because look at that view. They did paint it very well. That big building is the Biocorp's labs. That's where all the Biocorp genetics are made, or genics, and biomachines are made. Have I been saying genetics this whole time and it's genics? Do I hate myself? Maybe. Listen, can I read? No. Okay, but that's not what we're here for. The air is worse than ever today. They say that the air quality is fine, but... Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, we're underground. So these girls right here, you see this girl with the feather cap, that girl with the sword and shield, and then there's another one over there. They're very important, okay? So this girl, items marked as question marks are in a praise. Bring them here and I'll praise them for you. We don't have anything like that, but she's very useful. She's kind of like your locker where you can store weapons and items and do that. This is an actual shop. Once you start getting good, standard weapons won't be enough. So one thing that I'm going to do is... nothing here, but you can look at these things. You can get a ranger edge +1, a strong sword if you somehow had the money. We don't have money for shit, but as you can see, almost everything in here is better than what we currently have, but we can't sell anything, so it's fine. You are not permitted to enter the lab after hours. Okay, I came here to buy the edible genic Haichi, but they're sold out. There just isn't enough to go around these days. Yeah, I feel that, honestly. Need something that'll save your life? Take a look. Today's special is heal kits. So this is like the item shop. These are regular things, as we were kind of looking at earlier, heal kits and stuff. You can also sell these. I'm actually going to sell all of my save tokens, because we're not going to be doing that. I'm on an emulator, full disclosure. I did buy this game way back in the day when it first came out, but we're going to do solely save states, and there's a reason for that. Is it slightly cheap? Yes, but this game is torture, okay? So I'm not going to feel bad about that. And I'll explain more of like what that affects and actually does later. But for right now, that's all you need to know. Okay, so we're going to sell that. That's all. And then what are you guys doing? Guess the elevator is broken again. Oh yeah, they were talking about somebody attacking that. Alright, well this is actually not where we need to go, but it's a nice little area to check out, and I just wanted to show it to you, and we can talk to everybody and see what they're doing. People are nice, it's kind of fun. Lower Sector Junction. Now do you see how it says negative 990 there? I wonder if I can pull that up again for you. Maybe not right now. Oh, it does. Yeah, negative 990. So this is our map, and then it's kind of like giving Metroid Prime vibes. But essentially, like I said, we are deep underground. 990 meters underground is what that means. And so, yeah, just something to note. If you played Breath of Fire 2, you can kind of remember the dragon people living underground. This is kind of a play on that because they were living down there for generations and generations. So this is a similar concept, but different. What's wrong? Yeah, this is also the only Rio that's ever talked, ever. The list down, typical. They expect me, Bosch, 1 out of 64, to walk the tracks all the way to the labs? Ugh, let's go. That's right. So Bosch has joined us. We're going to walk our way all the way through there. You do kind of want, you can switch who's in front, but we do want Bosch because as you can see, look at how much, like, and it's just his D ratio. He's also level 1 right now, but 302 HP compared to us, like, he is just killer. So this is where we need to go. Now here is the meat and bones, the bread and butter of this game. Essentially, this game is kind of a giant dungeon crawler. And so we'll kind of get into that. Fresh meat is one of the traps, and I'll show you how those work, though I don't really use them. You can use X to hit your action. So for Bosch, it's a kick. For Ryu, it's a slash. That does kind of matter, but I want Bosch in the lead right now. And we want to break stuff. We want to interact with things, and you can open doors. We always have our mini-map in the bottom right, so that's important. Here we go. So battle begins when enemies touch you, so you'll see them out on the field. But if you strike them first with the attack button, you will be given a bonus extra turn to act in. Very important to try to get those as much as possible, and I'll explain that a little bit deeper. I don't want to overwhelm you with information because we're already getting a lot. So you can also use traps like I was talking to you about before, and then you can do that to kind of escape enemies, do different things to enemies, manipulate enemies. So you'll see how the interaction kind of works with that. Most of these dungeons are dark and dreary and sad, and that's a-okay. These yellow boxes, something super important to look out for. And as you can tell, we're getting some question mark equipment already, which we already know when we see that feather-headed girl that kind of looked like Momo. We'll do that again. So let's go ahead. I have a fresh meat. Let's toss that out. Makes the monsters run to it, and then you can come up and kick them in the butt. So here is how battle works. They don't even give you a tutorial or anything. They just literally throw your ass in here and they're like, struggle, bitch. But luckily, you have me. So there's 3 tiers of attacks, and that in that skills tab, you can set them. For right now, you have what you have. Okay, just leave it. And we'll kind of get into that later. AP on the left of each of those. So at every level 1 attack takes AP. Every level 2 attack takes 20 AP, as you can kind of see. And so we do different things. Now, this is like a 3D jrpg, so we're not going to just stand there and then take turns necessarily. You do have to move, and you can interact. Look at this. This outer circle is as far as my move stat allows me. But take a look up at the top left with Bosch. The more that I'm moving, it does affect his AP. So when I get to where I was standing originally, my AP goes back up. But then the farther I stray away from it, it takes AP. It takes AP to move. So that has to go into your calculations in battle. Once you're close enough to an enemy, see how he kind of lights up, we can actually hit him. So we can hit him, and I have 50 AP to hit him with. So we're going to go, we have 2 skills with Bosch, Thrust and Snake Bite. For right now, you just want to be using Snake Bite, and then you can kind of combo into things that use the higher ones. So from level 1, we can combo to level 2. We're going to do that. I'm going to do Lion Smash, and that actually, some moves like that when they're used together can make a special attack. Let's just Thrust for the other 2. And so it made Twin Wake, which does a lot of damage. That's why we like Bosch. So that's an extra turn. When you're all done, it's not going to end for you. You have to go and end your turn. So this is a lot, but we're going to get very used to the battle system. That was the extra turn. This is our regular turn, and Bosch is actually the fastest again. So let's do Snake Bite. Let's do... Oh, he killed him. You kill him, you're going to get him like that. And so we're actively walking through the dungeon and interacting with animals, like the different genics and stuff like that. While also doing that, I can also pick up my fresh meat, and we can go from there. So yellow marks on the bottom map show where doors are. So like if I look at this, I know I can't open this because there's not a yellow mark on the door. You also want to try to fill out as much of the map as you can. That's going to matter later. A lot of the times, I just wait for the monsters to kind of come up to me like that, and then I kick them. And like I said, Bosch is really going to be our guy right now. He can do a lot of stuff. This Twin Wake move is killer. So this area, you're supposed to use him as kind of a crutch for a little bit. If you hit 0, it does just automatically end your turn, as you notice. And so you can kind of get combos going. The more that you stack attacks or combo like that, they will get like a 10% bonus, a 20% bonus, little things like that. So yeah, Zenny is still the main form of currency in this game. Try to collect that as much as you can. There's also new things. So check your Navi at the bottom right of the screen. Yep, white dots are shining inside. We've kind of already talked about this. And APS battle is kind of what I was just explaining. Thank you for explaining it now, late game, but it's fine. There is another function to this, as you can tell. Well, when we were looking at our minimap, here's new enemies too. These are, I don't think, where do you see what they're called? Are you able to see what enemies are called? Oh, I didn't mean to end my extra turn. Awkward. I just wanted to see what they were called. Awkward. I think they're called, I'm pretty sure they're called nuggets. I was just wondering where you're supposed to actually like find that information. But like I said, Bosch is a bad bitch, so he can do most of the things for us. And any AP that you don't use, like, so see, I ended the turn and Bosch still has 10 AP, except for the extra turns. It'll stack on to the next one, so it'll go even higher. So we'll kind of show that off too if we get to. Now let's get to Ryu, our main man. He actually has one slice of Vert Slash, and then he has a level 3 skill called Deathbringer. And so if you can kind of guess what our combo with him is going to be, it's going to be doing all 3 of those for a while. Deathbringer's pretty good, but it uses a lot of AP. Ryu's not nearly as strong as Bosch right now. We're trying to train him up, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, as you can see, Bosch now has 75 AP that he can use during this fight, because last turn he didn't use it all. Boom, there you go. And Bosch gets a level up, dope. So here's the other aspect. So at the bottom right, you can see that we're at 1,000 meters down. Pretty much every like 10 meters, and it'll change as you go up ladders and stuff, is like its own floor. So think of it like this. This is one giant dungeon crawler that we're doing, and it has individual floors like that. Each floor is going, well, not every single floor, but most floors have a blue treasure chest. You can obtain the treasure key randomly throughout the floor by defeating key enemies, and a key icon will appear. So yeah, you can find the treasure box on the same floor, and you'll get something really good out of it. But also, make sure that you are opening every single chest, blue chest, even if you don't take its contents. Like I said, we're going to talk more about that later. I don't want to overwhelm you, and I kind of want to make sure it's all fully encompassed when I explain the main gimmick of the game. But just keep that in mind for right now, okay? And so it's always on the same floor. So we found the key. The box that we're going to find is going to be on this floor, and then we can kind of go from there. And so once we see our first example of that, you're going to be fine. Randomly up here, look at there is a chest, so we can do this. It says we have that, we can do that. Found steel. You want to take steel? We absolutely do. So different skills can be used. I'm just going to go to the skill page to show you. So you have different skills, and the skills are attached to the weapons themselves and not your actual players. So this Ranger Edge has the slice, has the Vert Slash, has the Deathbringer for him, right? For you, this Beast Blade is what has these skills. However, also, your shield can have skills. So steel is actually going to be... oh, wait. Sorry, that is one dumb thing about this game. When you get those skills or whatever, they're in here. You have to use them to learn them. Nobody knows why. I wish it would just give it to me, but it's fine. But yeah, that is a shield skill. So now you have steel on your shield, and you can also have steel. So when things hit you, you might steal an item from them. There's going to be a bunch of different shield skills, and then, of course, different attacking skills for all of your weapons as we kind of go on through the game. So just keep that in mind. Now earlier, remember when we went through here and then I saw another little chest? Yeah. There's also a function to run in this game by hitting R2, but for the love of God, don't touch that button. For the love of God. And no, it's not because you're going to rush into things, and no, it's not because you're just going to do something silly. Like, please, just trust me when I say so. Don't touch that shit. Okay? Okay. So here we go. Here's a big source of enemies. What I like to try to do is get you two distracted so I can just fight you two and not the big honcho right away, and then we can kind of separate them like that. That's something I like to do when I'm playing this game. So snake bite, boom, and then we'll do this twin wake, which does lots of damage. Huge, killed him. And then for you, we can just thrust because it's our extra turn. It doesn't matter anyway. And then, like I said, luckily Mr. Bosch, he's got lots of AP and strength and everything. He's a monster, so we're gonna just kind of lean heavily on him. to learn these things, and that's why they gave them to us, because they don't give you a freaking tutorial in this game, that's for sure. And most of these fights, I'm kind of cycling quickly through on the moves I'm using and stuff like that. This game is heavily, like I said, it's a dungeon crawler. It's mainly fights in situations like that, and it's mainly going through this dungeon and doing super different things. So I really don't see myself cutting out a lot of battles. Fair warning to everybody, because that's a huge part of this game. Like, more than a regular JRPG, it is the heart and soul of this game and the different interactions and battles that you can have. However, please let me know in the comments down below if you guys feel strongly about that and you're like, bruh, get these battles out of my fucking face. I'll consider it, because obviously, ultimately, I want you guys to enjoy this. However, it's a huge, like, it's just so big. It's such a big part of this game that I feel inclined to, like, almost make you, but I won't make you. So there we go. Obviously, we don't get anything for clearing this room. You only very occasionally get that. Now, Party XP, that's not unique to this game necessarily. It's just like a big pool of experience points that we will have. Over there, we have 43 right now that we could randomly give to people and make them level up if we want to. I highly suggest that you hold on to those. Now, this lady, she's really nice. She's going to give you lots of tutorials, combat tips, I can't win, giving up, all that good stuff. I'll teach you that as we're going, but if you're playing this by yourself for some reason, or you're just playing alongside me, she is still a really good reference, so maybe make sure to read those. So we're going down, we went down to 1020 meters, so just make sure you're kind of watching that meters. It's a huge part of this game. Oh shit, things have been getting murdered around here. So there's a chest, we need to find the key. Actually, there's an enemy here hiding. Do you see that little dot on the map? There's an invisible goo, and so sometimes that'll be a thing too. Not very often, if I'm being honest with you, but that does happen. So just be aware. And they're usually pains in the asses. Yeah, look at this thing. He's already got a lot of HP, as you can tell. So we're gonna have to deal with him. There's no ins in this game. There's no healing like that. So item management is important, because those heal kits, that's your only source of healing. So we have very limited right now. And obviously, we're at the beginning. No items to steal from this guy. We can tell that because he was trying to hit us. But like there, Ryu took that 6 heal kits. That's all I have to heal ever for this entire game. Like, the whole game is one big dungeon. And you'll see that as we're getting into it. But it's like almost hard to explain for people that have never seen this game or played it. Because I'm like, no, dude, this shit's kind of fucked. But like in a good way. If you are an old style JRPGer in any capacity, you're gonna relate to this and feel it. So that's my 2 cents. But yeah, this guy, little harder to take out than what we're used to, and he can do expand. Lots of cool animations in this game. They do, and like obviously this Aigu specifically as an enemy is very familiar to the Breath of Fire franchise, and so you're going to see similarities from Breath of Fire 1, 2, 3, 4 to this game, but it's its own standalone game. Okay, y'all. He actually gives us the key, so it's easy right now, but these floors are going to get worse. Side slash, we'll take it. Side slash is actually a skill for Ryu. I don't mind it. It does give us an actual, like, a kind of cool combo, which I'll show off. Because Ryu doesn't have the most AP right now. And so using that, he can do a little bit better. Try to hold on to as many of those question mark things as you can. One thing that's going to be hard for me in this game, I think, is finding good stopping points. Here is the hint girl again, because I'm like, where are we going to end these episodes? Maybe at like the end of certain floors or things like that. I kind of really need to think about it, but it is it's roguelike anyway, so. And it's interesting too, because this game, I feel like it just doesn't actually like upfront say that at all. Like, at no point does it say, hey, this is a roguelike and nothing like anything you've ever done before. They just kind of toss you in and they're like, good luck, bitch. You'll figure it out. And then if you die and lose, you'll figure it out again. Because if you get a game over in this game, it's pretty much like you restart. Or you can go back to your last save, but it's really just restart. I promise. It's not worth it. Okay. Check the top left of the screen. Yeah, you can switch between your traps that you have. You can use bombs. You can use bait. You can use all sorts of different little things. And they bring that up specifically because this room, and that's the thing, is this is such a dungeon crawler and a roguelike that you remember certain rooms and things, and this room is fucking riddled with bats. So these little bats are annoying. Oh, damn. I can't believe I let him get the extra turn. You need to try to get the extra turn as much as possible. And I know I already said that, but it really does matter. It really, really does. So let me take care of this. But yeah, same thing. Lots of fighting, lots of different things in here. So we're going to need to be doing that. Let me check if this is going. We're ready. And let me do one thing real quick. Lit. So let's get into the tea. So yeah, we're gonna have to fight all these bats. You can use these to kind of separate a bunch of them. Oh, I fucked up though. Did you see? Oh God, I'm surrounded. There is no way that we're gonna be able to get out of here. Okay, so what we need to do is have Bosch run around on your extra turn. This is not good. Yeah, unfortunately, poor Ryu might just die. The only way to escape from a battle is to actually get to the doorway that you entered from. Oh, Ryu, you can run. Okay, go, go, go. Because otherwise, all those little... That's too many all at once, especially for this early. And that's why they do it. They're like, these are little enemies that you could fight semi-easily, except they're going to swarm you. Jesus. So they're all doing their thing. And hey, maybe if we could actually separate them out a little bit, we could maybe take them. Yeah, no, because you have flare and stuff too, and Ryu's already low health. No way. Let's just escape for now, and so you can do L2 and you can retreat. So let's do that. And then give me just a moment here. Alright, sorry about that. But I'm back. So we need to heal little Ryu. He's a little soft, he's a little squishy, and we know that about him. The way to actually tackle this room is to try to like get some of them to come after you, but not all of them. And now their positions are a little different just because we fought them once already. Oh, damn it. I guess, hold on, I just got a snap. Do I need to be there? We really, really need to try to do better at getting the extra turns, but, well, I haven't been. Oh, and I fucked up my combo there. I fucked up my combo. Where is, oh my gosh, that's too far down. Okay, sorry, I keep getting distracted. Let's kill this frickin' bat. So poor Ryu, he doesn't have the full 60 to do that 3 combo, which I thought we just had it. So that's a little weird, but that's okay. What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna go slash, side slash, and then side slash twice, and then vert slash, because that gives us X-Blade. If you do side slash right before vert slash, that's what gives you X-Blade. And so I was just doing side slash twice just to kind of use up my AP and make sure that I get all of the things right. So that's it on that. And then use boom, boom, do your usual thing. We can crush him really easy. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. We already have the key. We already did the thing. You can kind of skip this room, and I tend to do so because these bats piss me off. And there's always this little bitch at the end by that door that gets me. And I'm missing so many extra turns. It's not the end of the world if you don't get the extra turns, y'all. However, it's nice to have them. I like them. You know what I mean? Like, I would prefer having the extra turn as opposed to not having the extra turn, but it is what it is. Now, for this one, I'm actually just going to let Ryu sit there, gather the extra AP. Oh, and that's what the bat is doing too. Well, fine. Let's just have you sit semi here so we can get even more AP, I guess. And then Ryu, you can move, so let's do it. So we can go doom, doom. I'm gonna do vert slash again just for the extra, not that matter, because we missed. But like with the AP, it would have been like the perfect allocation, if that makes sense. Hopefully it's kind of, I'm not overwhelming you too much. Oh, now the bat's trying to run away from me. Isn't that ironic? yeah, hopefully I'm not overwhelming you too much, but it is a lot to take on all at once, and we do want to be like efficient as we're doing this for reasons. So here we go. We got more heal kits. Protein, which I think is permanently raises your defense. I'm giving that to Ryu. Most of those kind of like defense and attack ones you want to be giving to Ryu. If you run into any that do magic, definitely hold on to those. Same with AP. I prefer to hold on to those personally. But that's just me. So let's continue. Like I said, escapes are really nice. Because they let you escape a battle without actually having to run all the way to the door like I was talking about. Bitch. Kick. Yeah, one way to get the extra attacks better is with the like fresh meat and stuff. I'm really bad about actually using that, if I'm being honest with you, but it's very useful. I just don't end up using it a lot. So it is what it is. This is a mama nugget, I'm pretty sure. It tells you like later after they attack or something usually, and that's why I do know their names, but it doesn't like tell you them that up front, which it is what it is. Okay, let's try to get this because Snakebite can do poison. Hell yeah. Poison isn't that great in this game. It's not super broken or anything like that. However, it's really nice. It's always nice to have. And yeah, you can do, like, you don't have to do combos. You can do the same move over and over. So, like, I could just do slice there repeatedly if I felt like it. Oh, God, that lightning hurts. And also, there is no limit to the amount of items. So, like, I use a heal kit on Ryu. If I want to go ahead and just use another heal kit on Ryu during Baj's turn, I can. Because it's kind of balanced with how difficult item management is, right? So, it's kind of how it works out. But there you go. Ryu got a level, huge. You're going to notice I'm not going to nitpick the levels that much or anything like that. So Juju, that's actually the thing that I was telling you about. That raises magic. Go ahead and hold on to that for right now, just because. So one thing you could always try is like this and then switch to the dynamite like that and then hit them and it does some damage. Like I said, I don't end up using that very often. I just want you to know that it's a thing. Damn. Yeah, and then these little baby nuggets, they're pretty easy to take out usually. Not that one, apparently. He wants to live. But yeah, and then another thing to notice is every single attack is an AoE. So thrust is just like on one thing, snakebite. I guess not every single attack, but most attacks like Fang is an AoE. Lion Smash, wow, actually most of yours are not. Most of the actual ones in the game are AoEs, okay? Just trust me on that. That's just the T. Bosch's moves are not for some reason. Like, you definitely have your single attacking ones, but they're few and far in between. And if anybody's gonna have them, it's usually Ryu. So just something to keep in mind, okay? They drop fresh meat, cool. Mainly they have this yellow box over here, which has 400 Zenny. We'll take it. For right now, that's actually kind of a decent amount of Zenny. Now, do you see those things on the ceiling? Look up. Do you see those little pill bugs? Watch out for those bitches because they're going to drop from the ceiling. But you don't actually want to fight them like that. You want to kick them because, look, they give you party XP and you can actually just kill them just like that. They always give heal kits or med kits or some kind of healing item like that as well. So they're very useful. Keep your eyes out for those as we're kind of crawling through the massive dungeon that is this game. But like I said, I know about them. Alrighty, so we're going to come over here. We're going to kick things. We're kicking, we're healing, we're kicking, and we're healing, we're kicking, we're healing. And there you go. Got another question mark item, like I was saying. Hold on to those as much as you can. We need to get to the Feather Girls. Now, when you get in here, it's a danger room. When you hear that music, when you see on the map that the doors are locked, you have to kill every single enemy in here to actually escape. So keep your eyes out. And I happen to know that there's some freaks hiding in the darkness here. Oh yeah, I guess I should do like this. Make them eat the meat. Go kick them. There you go. Dodged away. And then yeah, you can kind of kick these guys' asses as easily as possible. And just end your extra turn, Bosch. And boom, and bang, and lion smash. But yeah, see how he was actually able to hit both of them with Fang? Because it's an AoE. It was like a line attack like you saw, and so he technically falls into that. And we are stealing dynamite. We're stealing all sorts of stuff from him that we want to. So Side Slash hits them both because it's an AoE as well. Ryu's not doing much damage though, as you saw. So you kind of just need to stay on your toes. It is really hard at the beginning of the game here, and so that's just something to keep in mind. Like, yes, it's very hard. You're actually meant to lose. I'm gunning for a first run here if we can actually beat the whole thing. That's going to be so hard to pull off, and it probably won't happen. However, we're going to give it a shot, okay? And so as you can tell, they all have skills that are going to, like, push you back or do annoying things like that so that they can continue to try to spank your ass. We don't want to do that. Cool, good Fang, and then let's go ahead and just thrust again, because you're pretty close, yeah, if not dead, and you are dead. So yeah, most of the time, like the fresh meats, if you're actually using them, you can hold on to those suckers for a while, because you can usually get them back from whoever you're fighting. Those guys were a pain in my butt. Luckily, we did get some heal kits from those worms that we saw, so we can heal. But, like, Bosch has a lot of HP, so healing him is not, like, super easy. I'm gonna let you eat just so I can kick you. We need those extra turns. We need them, okay? Boom, do this, do this. Twin Wake is just so good. Does the most damage and inflicts defense down, so in my opinion, it's just, like, a must. If you can get Twin Wake off with him, you're usually in good standing. Like I said, don't let this game overwhelm you too much. It's a lot at first. We're gonna have lots of time to really digest this information. It's just because I've been practicing, because I wanted to be very well informed and be able to like explain it to you without it being like, oh my god, what are we doing the whole time, because it's a lot. And I promise too, I won't just be like super like, this is how we do the game, Poindexter, the entire series. But this first episode is like, we need to know what we're getting into, right? I think I picked up that fresh meat in his face, and he was like, what the fuck? It's fine. We can do this, and then Twin Wake. The biggest thing is it just puts me right next to you, sucker. So when it is my regular turn, I'm right here ready to beat you up. I should kill you, yeah. Damn, I can't quite make it, but I could do this instead. Try to poison you, maybe? Hell yeah. We'll take it, Duke Leader. Yeah, when the Duke Leader's all alone, he gets scared and tries to run away like a little punani. We're not going to let him do it. We're going to fight him. So yeah, as you can see, damage-wise, Ryu's trying. And also, this guy does have a counterattack. We could have stole from him, but we actually can't hold any more items. We're already running into item management issues, which I warned you we were going to do, and it's already happening very quickly. Later there are ways to get it so you can carry more items, and so that helps a lot, but right now we're not there, so it is what it is. We need to go through. I like to sort our items first and then look at what we're willing to drop. I'm willing to drop that dynamite and the save token, so we're good right now. We only have 2 pages for our items currently, and that's why we're feeling that pain. Get it so you can kick him in the pants. Boom. Yeah, and just end you right there. Hell yeah. And then use the rest. It'll let you try to, but look, see how it gets all slowed down. You can't go past when you run out of 0. You just may not. But hopefully with that extra turn. Oh, I can't actually reach you from up here? Hell yeah. That doesn't make any sense, but I'll take it, man. Try to get you with that Twin Wake. Hell yeah. Come at me now, sucker. You're probably, yeah, you're faster than Ryu. Everything's faster than Ryu right now, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Ryu, let's see if we can. Vert Slash is usually pretty good. This obviously stands for Vertical Slash, but whatever. And then luckily, they were nice enough to give us the key here, even though we were trapped in there and we had to fight all those enemies anyway. So if you miss this treasure chest, you're a complete loser. Okay, you're a loser. I don't know what to tell you. We got an ability called Kick. That's also for Ryu. Go ahead and learn it. I don't really use Kick, but we can kind of sit down and go over all of our skills later if you want. And kind of get a good feel of what we're doing there and what the hell's going on. So there's more of the tutorial girl if you need her. And then down this way, I think, yeah, look at there. There's a little nugget hiding in here, which is rude. You don't actually have to fight him, so if you can avoid him, sure, go for it. But he's there, and it's just important to know that he's there, and you could run into him and you could ruin your life. Approach south. So we're in technically a new area, but we're at 1020. I want to say, oh yeah, I know where we are, and this is actually going to be a really good place to end the episode after this. Genic processor. The long wait is over. Hello? Is that a dragon? At last. Oh, it looks alive. It's moving. How are you alive when you're skewered? You look like bones. You have awakened. My dying dream. Let us go, my little friend. Once again, to the sky. To the sky? Aren't we underground? Ryu? Ryu? Huh? What the hell? What? Bosch? Hey, you okay? You keeled over all of a sudden. I don't know what that could have been. I fell over? Come on, get it together. Let's go. All right, Bosch. Well, I don't know what that could have been, but maybe we'll find out a little bit more in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. Let me know your initial thoughts down in the comments below. Like I said, really take this game as just like its own standalone thing, and I swear we can have a lot of fun while we're playing it. Friendly reminder, if you have not already, please smash that like button for me to show your support for the series, and consider subscribing. Really does help out a lot and means a lot to me. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Have a great rest of your day, and drink some fucking water.